Good morning, good morning. You slept the whole night through. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. What up, what up, what up? Good morning, guys. How are you doing? Hope everybody had a lovely Easter. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, Susan. Hey, hey, ho. How are you guys doing this morning? Hey, girl, hey. Did you have a good Easter? Thanks, Susan. Thank you. I hope everybody's having a lovely, lovely day. I have just been over here scrolling. I saw old Miss Rose went out with some of her friends her age. Hey, Brittany. Hey. And so I've been making little posts pertaining to like her micro deletion and then showing some of the videos because Audrey just posted a new video that she found and I haven't watched the video. I'm sorry, Stormy. I got my thing charging. It's on like 1% and I'll try to pull it up. I couldn't find you last time I was on. But somebody commented she was a child. And Gypsy was a child for some of whatever the hell was going on. And I don't think that Dee Dee was completely innocent. But I do find it extremely odd that for the first 14 years, thanks, Kendra, of Gypsy's life, she lived in Louisiana around her dad, around her grandfather. There are articles where Christy comments about how, Dee Dee may have been a single parent, but Rod was very present. So for 14 years, she was around family. And I do not think she was being lied to about her age. Thanks, Queen. Thank you, Jackie. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, too. But I don't think her mom is just lying to her about her age. I just don't believe that. And I don't see how Gypsy would leave Louisiana at age 14, goes to Missouri, and within what, a couple years she forgets her age? No way. Thanks, New Orleans lady. You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe that. And I think Gypsy did a lot more, thanks, Queen, a lot more things that teenagers do than she likes to admit. I had some daddy issues. Thank you, Susan. Not like Gypsy had them. My dad was he was there. It was just his focus was on my mom because my mom was really sick. Thank you, Susan. Oh, thanks, Queen. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. But I had some daddy issues, which kind of made me go after these older guys, Thanks, Barry in bed. Thanks, Susan. And Gypsy did the same thing. Her dad was absent in her life, which made her look for these older dudes. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Kathy. But she also, the running off and talking to guys online. This is stuff that teenagers do. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Kathy. But, she did a lot more normal things than she likes to let on. She got to be somewhat of a... Let me put that on here. He's going to call back because that's what he does. He'll be like, I'm going to call her 3 fucking times. It's my friend back from Mississippi. I got to go to Mississippi this week. I'm not going to be able to go to Crime Con. My husband's grandma passed away. And so we're about to make a trip down to Mississippi. So there's no way we're going to drive. We're driving, which is what we do every time. I was going to see if I could get him a plane ticket and get him down there. But a plane ticket at such short notice is $1,000. I'm from I lived in South Haven. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, but I lived in South Haven, Mississippi for a long time. Did you make an uncle again? What? I think we're going to be in DeSoto County. I think I'll be around in Horn Lake area. Yeah, I lived in South Haven off of Staunton Drive over there by In-N-Out. Sure did. I won't be down for but a couple of days. I think we're leaving out early Wednesday morning. And we'll be there by Wednesday night. We'll leave out 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, be there by 6 o'clock Wednesday night. And then, I don't know. It's got to be such a short freaking trip. Yeah, slowly creeps out from the shadows. But I'm kind of excited to go. I haven't been home in 3 years. I haven't been home since my dad's funeral. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute. You never know. I'm making work some time in there. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what day I'm leaving yet. Evan has to be back up here because he's got a side job. He's got to work. And we'll either be back Friday or back Saturday. I don't know yet. We're going to see how things go. But there's no way I'm going to be able to go to CrimeCon. I can't pull that off. Hey, what's up in the UK? Dude, I didn't know. I have a lady over here at the nail shop. I go once every 4 to 6 weeks because I'm balling on a budget. So, but she makes sure they stay on them 4 to 6 weeks. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to go to CrimeCon. I can't do 2 trips in 2 months. There's no way. But it's okay. Maybe next year. That'll give me more time to plan for next year. Thank you. Thank you. So, do you guys want to do some reading in the book? Or, there was something I was going to talk about. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. What is up with Gypsy posting that picture of the tan and shit? You know, what is going on? What is going on? You know, if you go look at her, I was just about to say something. Hang on. You were literally just talking about. I know. I saw that video where Natalie has clicked up with Piper. And if you go look at Gypsy's, like the people she's following, there's a whole list of little 18-year-old OnlyFans girls. From all the girls from the damn Bop House, like, thanks, Jilly Bean. And then I saw she made a post talking about, I want to know. It was a picture of Piper Rockelle's documentary. You know, Piper has a documentary on Netflix about the stuff that her mom put a bunch of other little social media influencing kids through. She did some crazy shit to them kids. It's pretty wild. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It's pretty wild. But I saw Gypsy had a little picture that said, I want to know her story. Girl, all you're trying to do is send out a back signal and hope that Piper hits you up. And I pray that she doesn't. I pray that Piper does not hit up Gypsy, because Piper has already been through so much. That girl was exploited every which way to Sunday by her fucking mom. And I feel like Piper is going to, thank you, Kim. Piper would be perfect prey for Gypsy. So did she do anything? I don't know. I wasn't online a bunch yesterday, but I went, it's on Netflix. Yeah. I did go look at her page yesterday sometime, and I didn't see any posts about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if she tried to steal Piper Rockelle. Okay, so Piper has been a social media influencer for a very long time. She has been doing it since she was pretty young. You know, she's only 18 now. She's still very young. She's been doing it since she was a young kid. And her mom, she used to do a bunch of different collabs with other social media influencing kids. And then it came out that her mom was like doing weird shit to some of them kids, like kissing on these little boys. Yeah, all kind of weird shit. And then Piper's mom, thanks Lex. Piper's mom like got her into something called Brand Army. Brand Army is where kids under at the age of 18 can basically go and post these almost risque photos on this app. But then you have to be 18 to get on there and buy the content or something along those lines. It's very weird. It's almost like it's weird, almost like a weird OF for teens. It's fucking weird. Oh yes, girl, I have a bunch of tattoos. But so then that happened. And then months before Piper Rockelle ever joined the Bop House, I think a lot of us called the fact that they were soft launching her. They already had Piper over at the Bop House when she was like 17 years old. She was already hanging with them at the Bop House. So a lot of people saw it. They were soft launching her. Then as soon as she turned 18, she was already posting on OF. She already had content made posting on OF. And she made, I think, 2 million or something like that in 4 hours. Yeah. She has had a very crazy upbringing. Thank you, Judy. And like I said, she's been exploited all her life. Thank you, Judy. So she makes perfect prey for Gypsy. Thank you, Kathleen. So I really hope Piper doesn't give her the fucking time of day, Piper. She's your mama 2.0. Yes, she is. Yes, there is a Piper Rockelle Netflix documentary. I was actually just talking about that a minute ago. It's chilly, but it's not freezing. It is chilly. I have like multiple comfort outfits, so I don't get really cold. I bought like 4 or 5 of them, and they really are worth every penny, especially if you are a cold girly and live in one of the colder states. Well worth the buy. Good morning. Good morning. But Gypsy posting that weird picture, and it's like the crook of her. You can damn near see the hair follicles on the hoo-ha. You know, why would Gypsy think it's okay to post that? You got all these youngins in your comments. If you go to that video and look at the comments, I'm not going to post them because these people are young. These people are young. Thank you, Jan. But there was like this one comment and the girl's like, Gypsy, do you like iced coffee? Like, dude. Thank you, Rosie. Like, you can just tell this comment section is filled with just these younger people. It's not right. It's weird. It's weird that she has started aiming for, thank you, Hawk. It's weird that she has started aiming for these younger, I don't know, it just, you know. Did you see the one? Girl, I did see the one where she shakes her skirt and hair. I didn't see it got restricted, but what was she doing? She was like, girl, what is that? What is that? I thought you were like gonna twerk. I thought you were gonna shake something, you know? I know, what was that? I know, it's crazy that people are idolizing a murderer. I agree. I don't understand it. I don't. But at the same time, Gypsy's aiming for these younger people who have trauma. You know, that's what she's doing. She's aiming for these younger generation who are not going to ask questions about her story. They are at this age where they just believe the trauma. You know, they just believe what you're saying, and then they end up bonding over the trauma. It becomes how they connect, and she has used that as a way to get her audience, as well as, you know, going and watching like 20-year-olds videos and mirroring them. You know, somehow she has made herself look extremely young. Yeah, Kathleen, for sure. Thank you, Teresa. She knows that people her age are out of the question. We ask questions, we go to digging, we look into evidence. We're not having it. So yeah, she started definitely aiming her content towards those younger people, because they don't do that. I haven't heard that. Ashley, is it true that they are looking into her case again? I haven't heard that. And I don't know that they will. And this is why. Because all the evidence that we have seen that just got put out by the FOIAs and stuff like that, this isn't new stuff. This is all stuff that was already there. This is all stuff that played a direct fucking part in why Gypsy took the plea deal. All those videos are why she took the plea deal. Thank you, Vicky. You know? So, yeah, double jeopardy. She's already been tried. It's not happening again. And in my opinion, if the feds were going to pick it up, they would have already been looking into it while she was still in prison. When she got out on parole, they would have got her right then. The feds do not do the investigation after they get you. They do it before they ever come for you. They get everything they want to get together before you even know they're fucking coming. When the feds come for you, their case is already built. It is not like the state, where the state will pick you up and then build the case. The feds build the case, then pick you up. But yeah, it's done. That's over. And I wish she couldn't talk about her mom, because all she does is drag her, that's wrong to me. It's wrong. You've already taken her life. You know, tell your story and stop fucking dragging her. And her story has also progressed over time. Thank you, Onward. You know, in the beginning, she said things like, oh, one of the words I would use to describe my mom was overprotective. Those were how she described her mom in Mommy, Dead, and Dearest. Go watch that damn interview. She talks about how She literally says that, how her mom was just overprotective. It wasn't until she started getting more traction that it changed from, oh, she was overprotected to, oh, she's controlling. Oh, she's abusive. Oh, I hate her. Oh, she's a piece of shit mom, you know? But in the beginning, in those first few interviews, she was my best friend. She was just overprotective. Yeah. Yeah, Ashley's my real name. Yeah. I have a fucking very original name, you know. Thank you, Onward. But yeah. I don't understand how no one has got. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't understand how people don't question the fact that every person she went to prison with, like, they want nothing to do with her. That's very telling. I was in prison almost 20 years ago now, and I still talk to a couple of the people I was locked up with. Thank you, Onward. And thank y'all. Y'all are beautiful too, friend. Yeah, all the medical stuff. I don't know why people aren't digging more into it, because all the answers are right there. I thank you occasionally. It's super cute. I was finally blocked. I used such... Who, by Gypsy? Thank you, honey. Well, she came out and made the video talking smack about the woman in there. She did. Dude, one of those women was a mother who had gotten her daughter to help her poison, like, their whole household. You know? You would have thought Gypsy would have shown that lady a little more grace, considering it was her mom who got her to do all that. But no. Sometimes I have my kids look her up, TT. Sometimes I have my kids look her up. Look her up. Tell me what's happening. Thank you. Thanks, Pancakes. And she said that they helped her so much. I wrote all over her. Wait, she has an advice page? Vicky, thank you. I got a bunch of kids, honey. Oh, yeah. A 20-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old. I got a bunch of kids. Yeah. Thank you, honey. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Hang on. Thanks, Sherry, Brian. Thanks, Joanna. Did I say that right? Johonda? I don't know if I said that right, girl. I'm sorry. I was trying. Johadana. Did I get it? Good morning. You slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. Oh, you're talking about Kendall? Are you talking about Kendall when Kendall asked her for advice about what she should do because her mom doesn't like her boyfriend? She acted so innocent at first, and now she knows she's for. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? When my kids the same age as you. I have some good kids. I'm very surprised that my parents always told me that when you have kids, everything you did comes back tenfold. And I have been really blessed. Thank you, Scully, that my kids have not been like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was bad as hell. I'm so thankful. Yeah, Morgan, you know what I'm talking about. I was bad as hell. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Nikki. What else? There was something else. I saw she also was out with her little friends again. My daughter is the much better version. Clock it. I saw that she went out again. I'm starting to wonder, like, are her and Ken together? Where is the kid all the time, man? And this is the reason I asked this. So I told y'all, me and Gypsy have some parallels. We both went to prison. We were really young. I went to prison when I was 19. I was in there for almost 4 years. I had 5 years at the 85%. Now, when I got out of prison, I was pregnant off the wham. I ain't gonna lie. I got out in August. By October 10th on my birthday, I was pregnant. Now, she basically did the exact same thing. She got out. She was out a couple of months. She had a kid. I did not go out like she does. It's crazy to watch. Because I didn't go out like that. Her daughter's almost 2 this year in December, I think. But I didn't go away from my kid like that. I remember the first time I went out after I had my kid. It was a couple months after I had him. And that shit was hard, because you'd be thinking, well, man, what if this is happening? What's that going on? What if he's crying and they can't get him back to sleep? I could not do that comfortably. I could not fucking do it. I had a baby 1 month younger than her. I still have not been. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mackenzie. Like, I was not like that. I could not do it. I would be thinking about my kid, and then I'd feel guilt almost. I'd feel guilty that I was out doing this or doing that. So I just didn't go out much. Even now, and like I said, my kids range from age 19 to age 10 right now, and I still don't go out like that. And the only time I have had my kids like away from me, all my kids away from me, is when they're with their grandparents, like I've never just had consistent days like that away from my kids. I know. I'm going to pin your comment because I was very fucking surprised at that. So she leaves. She goes to Alaska. Thank you, Kayla. And the kid doesn't get left with Rod, Christy, or Mia. That's weird, right? Or do I seem crazy? Especially considering, Gypsy was like, oh no, I will not be leaving my kid with any, she meets these people, and then a couple weeks after meeting them, she's leaving her kid with them. I don't know. That's just odd. Hold on, what? They're tired of her leaving. Girl, I know I'd be tired of watching somebody's kid all the time if I didn't have kids. Considering all the people that are actually against her. Well, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get that either. And just the way the world is, I'm just not leaving my kid with just anybody. Look, when my 10-year-old, I know this is going to sound crazy as fuck. When my 10-year-old, he was about 8, he started wanting to go over to his little friend's house, He wants to go play with his friends from school, whatnot. I'd make these play dates, and then when I'd take him over there, I'm taking pictures of your motherfucking tags on both vehicles. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was crazy. My husband is like, what are you doing? You don't know how people are. You don't know. Shit. I was dead ass. I'm so serious. That's how I'm going. That's how it has to be. I didn't see it. Jupiter Speaks could have shut down TikTok for the last. Oh, I did see that. Not the last one. I don't think I saw her most recent one, but I saw one. I think it was the one from yesterday, and she was like, if you're such at peace, why are you living in your hashtags? If you're such at peace, she was getting it. Yeah, Google searching the parents. Yes, damn near running a whole background check. Because no, it's crazy out here. Chewy's mom, so true. She made videos. How close do you think Gypsy is from getting her own OF? I'm really starting to wonder. I'm not going to lie. I'm really starting to wonder if some of this is her own soft launch. Yeah. Hey. My kids have stayed the night with certain people. I don't lie. But they have stayed the night with certain people. Did you see the video? Hang on, let me catch up. She's getting risque. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Megan. She's getting risque with the photos. And she's already pretending to kiss on Natalie and make out. Like, how far off are we from that OF girl? That OF that you said you were too classy for. Did you see the video a content creator did about... No, I haven't seen that. Tag me in it. She might already have one. Look at all the sneaky... I know. I was actually wondering this, like, when she was with Natalie. Because why are you doing all this? Why do you have, 2 or 3 different posts where y'all like, what is this? What is this? Because Natalie has an OF. And if you look up Natalie's OF, it says right there, like, girl on girl. So, what's going on? That's what I think. If she's doing all that, she's doing... that's what I think. And, she's already let the world know on her show, I've kissed more girls than I've kissed guys, you know. Good morning, Alf. The same woman who said she'd never put her child online, then had a whole Jesus moment. I know. Thank you, Al. Thank you. Oh, and here's the thing. She started that whole YouTube. What is that hair right there? It keeps bothering me, and I think I keep getting it. Okay. Anyway, thank you, M. Katie. She starts the whole YouTube page, right? Starts the whole YouTube page, gives us this whole spiel about how the YouTube page is so her baby will see the true moments and the true love, so she can see da-da-da. Girl, she ain't gonna be seeing all that. She is not gonna be seeing all that, honey. She gonna be seeing pictures of you making fun of killing your grandma and trying to kiss on girls. Like, dude. But I think she uses her kid as just a clicks. I put my kid in this. Come watch it, you know. Where did the podcast go? No more logistics? I guess not. I haven't heard another thing about it. And from what I remember, so she posted all these little clips of the podcast on TikTok, and then they all got restricted for some reason. They became not eligible for the FYP. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's what, if I remember, that's what she said. I don't think she wants to be a mom the way that she portrayed. That's for damn sure. I don't think she does. I don't think there's only one other fucking person that I know that I hung out with that spends as much time away from her kids as Gypsy does. And I love the girl down. I love that girl down. We're friends, but that ain't the way you raise fucking kids. You're going to be in the... yeah, I'm going to be in the documentary. Thank you, Nikki. But I've just never seen anything like it. I've never seen someone, want a kid so bad. And then when you have that kid, spend as much time away and doing everything underneath the fucking sun. I don't know. It's insane. I had severe PPD and wouldn't let anyone around the baby. Full-on panic attacks. Yeah. I mean, and I think that's how, a lot of parents are, especially with letting them go to sleep at somebody else's house. Like, dude. Bree's still defending her and Gypsy is dumping her. I feel bad. I feel bad that Gypsy she's kind of not been there for Bree, in my opinion. Not the way I feel like she should have, especially with the things that Bree had going on. Gypsy did not show 1 ounce of care. Not 1 ounce. But I don't know. I don't know how Bree hasn't seen that at this point either. Like, she didn't care when Bree got caught up. She didn't get on here and try to tell people to shut the fuck up. People go through things, she didn't do shit compared to the way Bree fights for Gypsy. Bree's a good friend. Even though I don't like Gypsy, Bree is a good friend. Anytime she has seen Gypsy getting into shit or people coming for her really hard, Bree is right there taking up for her, and Gypsy never gives her the same respect. Alf, and since Bree has not one real friend, she's clean. I don't know. And those insane things she said on those taps about if she had it. Yeah, I know. Then she says this weird, insane things on the videos. Then here she is following young ass girls. Like, it's weird. It's weird. I think Bree deserves better friends. I think Bree deserves a friend who will put out the same energy that she put out for her. I still can't believe someone has cornered her. I know. For a second there, I thought she said, I can't believe someone did. I was like, when did this happen? But yeah, no, I'm surprised too. I'm surprised that, yeah. But remember that video where she's talking to that big group of girls? Audrey slowed it down and you can actually hear somebody go, murderer. Man, look. Speaking of Ryan, That man is hanging on to Gypsy like a life raft, ain't he? Gypsy has to know, Bree has to know Gypsy. She used to. Yeah, I would feel used. I would have been fucking pissed when I caught those charges and she didn't come help me. You know, she didn't speak up for me. Nothing. Instead, she hopped on a fucking video and was like, I don't have a manager. We would have been done right then and there. No, we're done. I don't know. I haven't seen her in a little bit. In my opinion, in my opinion, Gypsy still talks to Ryan. I think that too. I think that's why Ryan doesn't say anything ill against Gypsy. I haven't seen her in a while. But I'm telling you, my FYP is like messed up. I don't know what the hell TikTok did to my shit, but I don't see people that I normally watch hardly ever unless I go to their page. Oh, was she? I wasn't online a lot yesterday. We had Easter, and then my daughter, my daughter doesn't live with me because she's 19, about to be 20 this year. So her and her little friends got them apartments, but her car messed up. So I had to go get her and go shopping and grab all this stuff to make dinner. So I wasn't online a lot yesterday. I saw that Ryan was talking about writing a book. I would buy it. I'm not even gonna lie. I would buy it. I would. But I would hope that he does everything to her that she has done to him. You know, because she has tried so hard to make that man feel like he was not shit to her. I know, I miss my 19-year-old. I do. I miss my 19-year-old. And, my 19-year-old and me, we've always just been able to talk, and she's older, so she can just talk with me. And we can just talk back and forth like friends, I still give her motherly advice, but we can be more open now because she's an adult. And I miss the hell out that shit. I don't think he will say anything bad about her. Yeah, and see, that'll be the crazy part. Writing a book to not tell what the fuck. Gypsy treated that man like crap. If you go watch her show, there's like a whole part where she is recording Ryan and saying, thank you, Onward. And she's saying, like, you treat me just like my mom. You're making me feel how my mama treated me. Because Ryan was like, I don't want you talking about our ex-life to other people. I don't want you doing that, especially with it going to be on TV, She was a piece of shit to him. So how and why he doesn't want to speak out against her, there can only be one reason. And that's because she's keeping him on a hook, They're still talking. I know Ken acts like he gets impatient with her. I do think Gypsy was happier with Ryan. I do. I feel like she laughed more and just her smile seemed more genuine. Where with Ken, they have these moments where they just look awkward. Like that video where he's blindfolded trying to kiss her. That shit looked awkward. My husband would have been like, come here, bitch. And he's like. So I don't know. That's just, I don't know. You think Mia is scared of hell no. I'm sure Mia is like, stay the fuck away from me. Ain't no reason to be scared. She ain't got a key to her house. Yeah, that shit was so funny. You think Ryan's afraid of her? I think Ryan's afraid of the things that she could come out and say against him. I think Ryan underestimated how spiteful Gypsy can be. Yeah, maybe not scared, but she's distant for a reason. Yes. Yes. I'm scrolling by. I'm scrolling by and I heard, did you think Mia's scared? And I was like, heck no, I ain't. That's right. Hang on, wait. I think she's a nice person. I think she's a nice person who had too much trauma. I think Gypsy had a really good story before she decided to take it and push it into this one-way narrative where Gypsy is the only victim. That fucked everything. Her story was interesting. She was the one who started lying, who made the lie about, oh, I can't feel my legs. It started with Gypsy. She's admitted this, But her need to be seen as the only victim destroyed her story. I'm not going to say she doesn't have any trauma, But I do not for a second, thank you, Miss Bennett. I do not for a second think that Gypsy's life was the way that she has portrayed it with all this trauma. No, I don't. You go look up pictures of Gypsy. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures of Gypsy and Dee Dee on Google because their whole life was documented. It was documented. You know, Gypsy, not one time does her cheeks are not sunk in. And look here, I was a motherfucking meth addict. I know what a malnourished motherfucker looks like. And I can promise you, it don't look like their cheeks are filled out. You know, she's smiling in every single one. She's public speaking. She did public speaking. You know, like that. And then there's the question of why. Why in all of her documentaries and all that, why does her dad's interview with police, why is it never shown? Why is Christy Blanchard's police interview never shown? You know? There's a lot of things that just weren't shown because it didn't fit the narrative they were pushing. Showing Rod's police interview where he says, oh, I know Gypsy was having seizures. I went to the hospital and I saw her. Her eye was all turned in from an epileptic fit. That's what her dad said in his police interview. Then he said, Dee Dee never told me Gypsy's legs were critical. Dee Dee told me that her legs hurt, so she had to use the wheelchair. That's not paralyzed. And he said that Dee Dee never told him that Gypsy's legs didn't work. You know? This is weird shit. Then Christy Blanchard's police interview. Oh, don't let Gypsy fool you. She's really smart. There's a reason none of this wasn't shown. There's a reason. Yeah, he said she could walk, but her legs hurt, so they used the wheelchair. Yeah, that's what they said. Are there... Yeah, they are. Let me see. Christie's, you're going to have to get the paper one, which is in that file too. But, because her police interview, for some reason, you can't hear the phone call, but they did type it out. Hang on, let me, you can go over to YouTube. Hold on. You go over to YouTube, go to Into the Weeds podcast. There's a bunch of stuff that they just didn't show. They didn't show it because it does not fit the narrative that Gypsy was just this unknowing victim. The medical records, come on, man. Come on. There's multiple instances where they accuse Gypsy of lying, of malingering. Not her mom, Gypsy. And it was on tests that Dee Dee wouldn't have been able to say, here, oh, squeeze the hand. Her hearing test. Gypsy would have had on muffs. She would have had on ear muffs. And it would have been bing, bing, bing. Dee Dee couldn't give her wrong answers or tell her what to answer. Thank you, Steph. The sensation test done on her legs. Like, dude, there's so much that Gypsy just lied about. That's why I say they were the dynamic duo. I think they were the dynamic duo. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Dog Mommy. Thanks, guys. Now, and the only reason that they are able to say, oh, Dee Dee had Munchausen by proxy is because when Dee Dee found out that Gypsy could walk in 2011 and she ran off with Dan, Dee Dee didn't correct that behavior. She didn't correct it. Instead, she continued it on. You know, and they'll try to push all of it off on Dee Dee, but in my opinion, Okay, so you go over to Into the Weeds. Okay, she has these videos posted. All of them are posted. There's the videos of Nick Godejohn in the Walmart after they did the crime. He's getting condoms and lip gloss for Gypsy. But if you want to see everything else, you go right here, see where it says more. Where's that? Right there. Click that. More. And then you're going to scroll up until you see that Google link right there. Click that. Open it up. I go to Nick's file. Nick's file has a lot of the police interviews, and listen, you're gonna just have to go through stuff because it's a lot. Like when I tell you it's a lot, I mean it's a lot of shit. And these links open up a ton of other links. Okay, so it's not just one link. Okay, so I go right here, and then where's Nick's file? Okay, see right here it says Nick's file. You're gonna scroll down a little. It's gonna say Nick's file, and then that's gonna open up a bunch of other shit. Okay. You're going to scroll down, see police interviews. You're going to get into that. And like I said, some of them aren't going to play. You're going to have to get into the files and actually look for the printed version, but they should be in here. They'll probably be in like supplemental reports or police reports, stuff like that. Here's Christy Blanchard's interview. Like I said, I don't think you can hear it. You have to find the paperback one, but it's in there. I said paperback like it's a book. Yeah, this one won't play. Hang on. I'll find Rod's. There's also interviews from multiple of Gypsy Rose's cellmates. Kayla, Mariah, Janice, Taylor. Marsha. Marsha was Gypsy Rose's grandmother. And in Marsha's interview, she talks about how Gypsy, she's older, but she's got the mind of an 8-year-old. And you're going to have to listen to this interview because she talks about how Gypsy stayed the night with her on multiple different fucking occasions while Dee Dee was having surgeries and other sleep study tests done. And she says, yeah, Gypsy's older, but she's got the mind of an 8-year-old. She's the sweetest little thing. She goes and she talks at these conferences. She gets up in front of 1,000 people. She's not scared of a thing. That's what Marsha said. But you'll never hear that one either because it doesn't fit the fucking narrative. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the pictures. There's Rod.
What's going on today?
Did we speak with you?
It doesn't have subtitles.
You may have called a couple
I
times.
called you you went to Wisconsin.
Yes, so you probably talked to one of our other detectives. Yeah,
Judy Walker.
Sergeant Walker.
Yeah.
Sure. So what we're bringing here today?
Well, we came for our court hearing this morning.
Yeah, I thought I might have seen you.
Thanks for the taps and the lights, guys.
Visit with her and see if we can visit with her and
Sure.
see what else we can do to support her.
Right.
Sure. We got a couple of issues with, we don't know what we're gonna do with her mother's body or ashes. I'd like to talk to Gypsy and see how she.
Thanks, Danny.
She has family back at home that they're wondering, they can have her ashes sent back
Thanks,
there.
Danny.
Right.
Or Gypsy wants to wait and have a ceremony maybe years from now, but sure.
Thank you occasionally.
Things we kind of want to business-wise.
I don't.
Sure.
Here, you want to be a mod? Hold on.
And assist y'all in any kind of way,
Okay. As far as that part of it goes,
How do I do
you
it?
have to have her sign you up for the
I
visitation.
don't know how to do this, bro.
And you might also talk with maybe some of the jail administration. I don't know if they make any arrangements for a
There you go.
special visit.
Did I do it?
That would be these guys here.
Yeah, right next door over here. Just tell me you talk to like a captain or a lieutenant or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking.
Sergeant Hunt, that was in your just a minute ago? Yeah.
He's going to pass it up. He said the
Okay.
captain's on the
Yeah.
vacation right now. So
Yeah, and he will do that. He'll make sure he gets that up there. And he's left
Thanks.
and everything with him. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll have to be the ones to arrange all that for you. Now, if she puts you down on the visitation list,
She should
she
have.
knows you're
Yeah,
okay.
we was able to see her really briefly this
Okay,
morning after
gotcha.
court. The judge
Okay.
allowed us to go down to the side room
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just say hi real quick.
Okay, good. Did she have quite a bit of family members that were there in the courtroom today? Or?
There was 3 of us.
Three of you?
My sister we just went to pick her up at the airport. She went with us yesterday morning early.
Okay.
She's here now.
Thanks, Caitlin. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Thanks, friend.
I don't know Gypsy, and I didn't know Dee Dee. I mean, obviously you knew. I mean, is there anything maybe that I don't know that I need to be aware of, or anything that?
Did you get notes from Judy Walker?
I have not yet, because I've been doing special leads on
I
stuff.
spoke to her pretty extensively.
Thank you. Thank you.
My wife.
We gave her most of that information.
Yeah, I gave her, from what I could remember, our dealings with Dee Dee, our relationship, and I sent her the checking account that I was making the child support payments to.
Okay. Right.
Well, I gave her the bank number. I don't know if I had the specific account number.
Right.
So she does have a lot of that information.
Okay.
And if you look over her notes or whatever, if you have any questions, you can call me and ask.
Okay. Yeah, I think Judy's got your number.
But we went over some things, a lot of things.
Okay. All right. Well, just so you know, I'm the lead investigator on this. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. So.
Yeah, she told me that.
Okay. All right.
And I know I'm sure you do a lot of stuff when you play.
Yeah.
To look through and everything.
I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's kind of a bad deal all the way around.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's like I told Judy, if I had any one inkling that it was all a scam, you know, or if Gypsy would have ever once made that insinuation, but every time I spoke to Gypsy, Dee was always had her prepped. Like
Rod was claiming her on taxes.
She's not feeling good right now. She's taking a nap.
Yeah, Rod was claiming Gypsy on taxes, honey.
I'll have it ready for you. You know, I go back the next day and I talked to Dee for a little while. She said, okay, I got it right here. And she gave her the phone. So it's like I told Judy. I said, man, I'm coming up there, but I really don't know what kind of a relationship I have with my daughter. Right?
Yeah,
you know,
that's on you.
She's never called me, like on my cell phone.
You've always been the one initiating most of the conversations and stuff with your daughter.
That's right. Emails don't lie.
Back and forth. Sometimes Dee would call me to kind of check in, fill me in on her supposedly conditions and everything. Or I'd contact them and then we'd speak, you know.
Right. When you say supposed condition, what makes you say that?
Well, the fact that she's walking now.
Okay. Did you have any inclination that she could walk?
It's like I told you years ago.
Look,
her sister
listen.
called me. This is when we first was finding out that she couldn't walk.
Sure.
That it was a condition. And she said, you know, Rob, Gypsy's walking. I said,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so bad. Hang on.
I'm like, oh, really? I said,
Sorry, hold on.
okay, well, so I talked to Dee.
I really try to keep up with the messages. It's so hard because of the way fucking TikTok does your messages. I try to pin them. I try to make sure I check, but it's so hard. I'm so sorry. Where are you? I'll try to check them as soon as I get off. I'll take a screenshot of it because I'll fucking forget. And okay, here, let's back it up just a little. 15 seconds.
She could walk.
It's like I told you years ago, her sister or somebody had called me. This is when we first was finding out that she couldn't walk.
Sure.
That it was a condition. And she said, you know, Rob, Gypsy's walking. I seen her running around the yard and everything the other day. And I'm like, oh, really? I said,
He's seen her running around the yard. Thanks, Michelle.
she's like, yeah, her condition is not like a critical condition right now.
Sure.
Sometimes her legs hurt her and she's got to use the wheelchair. And I assumed over the years after they moved away that the condition got extensively worse.
Sure.
And that was just it. She couldn't walk anymore at all.
Right.
He assumed over the years, thank you, Texas. He assumed over the years that it just got worse, and that's why she was in the wheelchair. He just sat there and said Dee Dee did not tell him that she couldn't walk. Thank you. He said Dee Dee told him her condition's not critical, Rod. Her legs hurt, so she uses the wheelchair. And did you hear him say someone called him and told him, hey, I just saw Gypsy out in the yard running and playing, so he called Dee Dee. So who was keeping her in the wheelchair? Because she was running and fucking playing in Dee Dee's yard, and he called and asked Dee Dee about it, and Dee Dee said, her legs aren't critical, Rod. They just hurt. Thank you. So, isn't it wild how this motherfucking story has been contorted to fit what Gypsy Rose needs it to fit? Yeah, he just assumed and gave up on it. He just assumed that her legs got worse. Dee Dee didn't tell him that. But that's not it. Well, let's keep going.
Explanation that she was actually making her stay in a wheelchair for whatever reasons.
Sure.
You know, and like I told Judy, I've never been through.
No, hold on. No, I'm not saying Rod knew the truth. I am saying Rod had talked to motherfucking somebody by this point. Whether it was Gypsy Rose's attorney, which I think it was, because he's in this interrogation room right now because he went to Gypsy Rose's motherfucking court dates. I think Gypsy Rose's attorney was like, look, this is what we're going with. This is what we're going to say. You need to be very vague, okay? And that is what he was trying to be without flat out fucking lying to the cops. And plus, he had to know that they were going to find those fucking Facebook messages. They had to know that. They had already shown Gypsy's Facebook stuff with like Nick, some of the messages with them. So there's no way he didn't fucking realize they were going to find Dee Dee and Rod's Facebook messages. They were going to fucking see that he had been talking to them, that Dee Dee had told him, come get Gypsy, while Rod was on vacation going to Disney. And Rod told Dee Dee, no, that's going to be too much hassle. The wheelchair and all that, I can't do it. Rod didn't go get her when Dee Dee asked him to. They hide shit because hiding that shit keeps Gypsy's story going and keeps the money coming in. Whether it's on documentaries or whether it's people going over to her fucking page to repeat her lies. She makes a paycheck off all of it.
Never had an inclination that she was actually making her
Yep,
mistake.
plausible deniability, yes.
For whatever reason. Sure. You know, and like I told Judy, I've never been to a doctor with her. I can't say for sure on any of those. The only thing I can say that I'm pretty sure she had was epilepsy. Because I remember visiting her one time. She might have been 8 or 9. And one of her eyes was off to the side, you know, from the epileptic fits. And Dee Dee told me they had surgery to kind of help fix the muscle a little bit in her eyes, or a little straighter now.
Okay, so now they swear up and down that she didn't have seizures. Yet Rod just said right there, I know for a fact she had seizures because I went to the hospital and I saw her. Her eye was all turned in from an epileptic fit and they had to do some surgery to fucking fix it, you know? The seizures were causing her eye to turn in more. She already had strabismus and the seizures were calling it to shift more. Is her book worth it? If you want to be lied to, baby, listen, if you want to be lied to, it's right here. It is right here, honey. And let me just tell you, if you have really watched her documentaries, went over the evidence, all that, you're going to be fucking mad when you read this book. You're going to be mad because there is so many lies in it. There's so many lies, so many contradictions. There's one part where she's, hang on, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you. There is one part where she says, Dan, the first man I told I could walk. Look at this. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go. Hang on. Let me get the right picture. I mean, not picture, but page. Hang on. Okay, so right here on page 72, it says, Dan was the first person I ever told that I could walk. I unburdened myself to him, telling him how my mother told stories to people, scolded me if she saw me accidentally move my legs. All right, that's on page 72. Let's see, I think it's page 87, 89 maybe. Come over here. Hang on. I was vulnerable to Nick, the only adult in my life who knew that I could walk, that I didn't have labored breathing at bedtime, that I wasn't mentally disabled. That is fucking 12 pages apart. Now, notice she adds the word Nick, the only adult I told I could walk. Dan was a man in his 30s when Gypsy ran away with him when she was 19, and he knew all about what the fuck was going on. He knew that she could walk. He knew that she was all there, honey. When Gypsy ran away to this man's house, you know, she tells y'all, oh, I ran away. Did it? No, not how it happened. Dan, the 30-something-year-old man, texted Gypsy Rose Alcida and said, I'm in pain. I need comfort. I'm at the hospital. And Gypsy threw on a fucking wig, stole $1,000 from her mama, a thing of pain pills, and then booked it. Walked 2 blocks in the middle of the night, knocked on a stranger's door, and begged for a ride to go see this 30-something-year-old man up at Mercy Hospital, the same hospital that Gypsy Rose was getting treatment at. So they give her a ride. These strangers give Gypsy a ride up to this hospital. They drop her off. Thanks, girl. Thanks. You would think that she would walk in this hospital and get help. Be like, look, it's me, Gypsy. I'm walking. It's me. But no, she doesn't. Instead, she continues to it. Thank you. She continues and beelines it right on up to Dan's hospital room. Thanks, Sylvans. Thank you. I hope I said that right. But she beelines it straight up to Dan's hospital room. Now, she isn't there long, but Dan's roommates and Dan, in a deposition, said that Gypsy took a 3-ring binder full of documents proving her age. She took her ID and, like I said, $1,000 and some pills. she would not do the same thing to just run away. She'd risk, thank you, Carmen, she'd risk it for a man, but not for her freedom. She would not do it just for her freedom. She did it for a man. Now, they weren't at the hospital long, and Dan's roommates come and get them. By the time Gypsy makes it over to Dan's house, there's now 5 people that saw her walking that night. 2 people that were with Dan's roommate when he picked them up, and then 2 more people at the fucking house when they get there, and then Dan. That is 5 people who saw Gypsy Rose walking that night. You know? But yet none of them ever say anything. They don't tell anybody, even though Gypsy's like a local celebrity. People know that she's this disabled girl. Thank you, dog mommy. You know? Why? Why did nobody say anything? That has always bothered me. Did he know? Did Dan know that they were running some kind of con, and that's why he didn't say anything? Why did the other 4 people in the house not tell anybody? Gypsy also says, oh, my mom found where I was. That's not how it went down. You can look this stuff up. There's a Megan Pack article that has all of this in it because she kept up with everything as it was happening when the crime was committed. And they interviewed Dan's roommates, and they said, we called her mama. We called her mama because she was 19 back there in a 30-something-year-old man's room, and we were worried they were going to do something, so we called her mother. That's how Dee Dee found Gypsy, is Dan's roommates called Dee Dee to come get her. And then he claimed to climb through a window. Look at the evidence button. Oh, who? Are you talking about, what's his name? Who did that? It's mind-blowing. The nurses didn't report she was walking. I know. That's what I don't get. I don't get any of it. She doesn't ask for help while she's at this hospital. These people at Dan's house see her walking, yet they don't tell anybody. It just doesn't make... David Blanchard. Okay. Sorry, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Thank you. Hang on, what's your name? There's something about Mary. Oh, that's cute. Thank you. There's something about Mary. I have pets. Yes, I have a dog. I have an American bully, and then I have a little calico cat. My Kiki. Because everyone knew she wasn't paralyzed. And what that Jen, that's another thing. Is I think it's in the interrogation. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. But there is this damn part where who is she talking to? She's talking to somebody, but they tell Gypsy, like, your neighbors knew that you could walk. Thanks, Avi. Hang on. Where'd you... hold on. I was trying to find your name. Avi Moon. Thank you. They say that their neighbors knew that she could walk. So there was people who knew. Yeah, my cat's name is... Her name is Phoenix, but I call her Kiki. Yeah, I think a lot more people knew, but I also, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to say something in offending, but I think people knew. I think there was probably more people who knew that she could walk, but at the same time, they didn't want to come out and be like, oh, gosh, we knew that they were scamming and conning. Dee Dee was a single mom. She was a single mom, and Gypsy definitely had some stuff going on. She had things happening. Do I think they gassed it up? Yeah. She definitely had some shit going on. Yeah, she was getting money from she got money from Miranda Lambert. She had permanent backstage passes to Miranda Lambert's concerts. Thanks, Lottie. Y'all make sure y'all are following. Is Calico same as... I don't know. It's an orange cat. But y'all make sure y'all are going and following Lottie too, because so you don't have to go to support Gypsy. You don't have to go watch anything on her page. Lottie posts all the clips. She posts all the clips. So you can just go to her page and see all the clips instead of giving that watch to Gypsy. A lady suing. Yeah. There was multiple people in those Facebook little groups back then. Thanks, Brandy, who knew she could walk. Oh, I got to do my little puzzle piece. Hang on. But yeah, there was multiple people who knew she could walk, and Christy Blanchard was one of those people who were in those damn Facebook groups. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Carmen. But Christy was one of those people in those Facebook groups saying she knew she could walk. And then she backtracked. She started backtracking Yeah. But and the reason I think they started backtracking and being vague is because Gypsy got an attorney. She got an attorney. She got an attorney. And if you look up the first article printed about it being possible Munchausen by proxy, thank you, Brandy. It was printed 2 days after Gypsy was arrested. It was printed 2 days after Gypsy Rose was arrested. And there was a Dr. Rost or something, I think it is, that commented on it and even said, almost all victims of Munchausen by proxy do not know about the deception, whereas Gypsy Rose knew about the deception. Another thing is the financial aspect of it. You know, not only did she know about the deception, but there's a financial aspect to it. And she was like, I think they were malingering. You know, she was aware of the deception. You know, it can't be fucking Munchausen by proxy when she knew about the lies, dude. Thanks, Lottie. I got to get off here. I got to get to my cleaning job. I want y'all to know, I thank you so much for watching and interacting. I am doing a lot better this week. I went to therapy last week. I got back on my MAP medication. Thank you, Carmen. I got back on my MAP medication, and I started some bipolar medication because I've been raw dogging it. I have bipolar depression with a little mania in there, and I've been raw dogging it for about 3 years. Because I don't mind my manic side. You know, I don't mind my manic side. My manic side is she's organized. She's on top of it. She's ready to conquer. You know what I'm saying? But my depression side is not good. She is not good. And once I take a dip, sometimes I get stuck, you know. But I made it 3 years without just getting stuck like that. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I am doing better. I did get back on my MAP meds. I do feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. I do. And I just want to say thank y'all for everybody who left very encouraging comments. You know, I was worried about telling people that I was getting back on my MAP meds because I didn't want anybody to think that the Sublocade injection isn't worth it. It is so worth it. It is such a good thing. It is life-changing. This does not change the way I fucking feel about it. I have an injection at my therapy office right now for when I'm ready to get back on. You know, so I just didn't want to disappoint anybody. So thank y'all for encouraging me and just being here and I just really appreciate it. And I hope everybody had a lovely, lovely Easter. I hope y'all have a lovely day. You're doing a great job. You got this. Don't forget how strong you are. Don't forget all the shit you've made it through to get here. Thank you occasionally. Keep pushing. Keep that head up and keep them positive affirmations in your head. You got this. It's going to be another beautiful, beautiful week. I love you guys. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only, but you know what it is. She did that shit. She did it. There is no denying it. I love you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye, friends.